single year, and this year no exception. If you're planning to get out and shop the bargains this weekend, some deals are going to be better than others. That's especially true of electronics. Nice to have our good friends Mike and Dan from Claris Networks with us. Guys, good to have you. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Okay. I am so confused at this point, and I can feel my age starting to catch up. We've got iPads, we've got laptops. What is the thing that you want people to know about going out and purchasing? Are we still even buying laptops at this point?
Oh, plenty of people are. So there's several options, and we want to kind of help people make sense of the options they've got. There's some really cheap laptops that are out there. I want to help you kind of avoid those and determine if they're a good deal or not. So
I've noticed that for about $300-400.
You can get this amazing laptop, but you've got to be careful and look at the specs. So you don't really have to know what they mean, but just as long as they meet these minimum specs. So we would recommend people stick with processors that are at least an i5 or an i7 processor. I think we've got a graphic on the screen. At least 6 gigabytes of RAM. That's going to be enough to keep it going for a while.
Which one is the memory?
The memory is the RAM, the 6 gig.
And because a lot of people are going to want to store pictures and they'll never delete anything, so 6 gigs will
6 gigs of RAM, that's not really for storing things, but the hard drive is what you're going to go. And you're probably going to get at least a 500 gig drive, which will be plenty for most people.
Okay.
But as far as, and those can be replaced. So as far as the processor and the RAM, those can be replaced with a little difficulty, but stick with at least those specs.
I know a lot of people will be buying things for students in their life. Right. The iPad is just getting huge. Does an iPad at this point replace a laptop?
It really depends on what your needs are. So they've got a few options in between too. There's also out there, you can get at most stores, get your hands on to see if you could possibly use it, a Chromebook. The thing to keep aware of is basically if you're using the internet, you can use the Chromebook. If you're away from the internet, you're going to have some really limited functionality with that.
And not that we use them much anymore, but DVD drives and disk drives are, I guess everything has gone with flash drives at this point.
Everything's gone with flash,
But is that something that you can't use a disk at all in any kind of an iPad, can you?
Not with an iPad, no. And you've got the iPad, which is a good option for some. Android is another fantastic option for others. So really, it's personal preference as far as which one works.
Can you play your cassette tapes in them, Mike? I'm just wondering.
You can download 8 tracks.
Download your 8 tracks. It's so wonderful. It's so good. All right, let's bring Dan into this. Dan, gaming is huge. I have a couple of kids, and if you're a teenager, you like electronic gaming, and there is a big difference between getting the best and the newest versus getting what's the most economical and the best thing overall. Talk about that.
That's right, yeah. So just released is the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So these are the newest gaming consoles. Everybody's anticipating that those are going to be the big sellers this year. But along with these new devices, which we're seeing the Xbox here, along with these new devices came a new price tag, which is much higher than we've seen in the past. So the Xbox, which we're seeing here, is basically $500. The PlayStation 4 is basically $400. So you're talking about a good chunk of change to buy a gaming system. So the question is are they worth it or not? The Xbox One, really what they're attempting to do here is take control of your living room. They want it to be a media center, kind of all things to all people in your family. PlayStation 4, a little bit softer play there, but still a good value. They both have Blu-ray players, so if you like watching videos.
Okay, so when you say media center, it's the Blu-ray player.
That's
right. It connects into your television, so that's the screen, so it's going to be part of everything you do.
That's right, yeah, and the Xbox One actually has HDMI in, so the idea there is you would take your cable or satellite box, plug it in there, and so you're actually watching TV through your Xbox. So totally interesting idea what they've done, but again, the price is outrageous. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with the 360, which is the older version of the Xbox. There's nothing wrong with the PlayStation 3. Both of them have incredible graphics, incredible gameplay. However, they are going to stop making games for them. So you could get by for another year with the Xbox 360 before there's just really no new games available. Of course, there's a mass wealth of games available for them already. So what you really have to ask yourself is, do I have to have the latest and greatest? Is it just something that I feel like I need, or do I just want a gaming experience that I can kind of waste a few hours a week or whatever?
A few hours a week.
That's how I play. That's how I
play. Gamers a few hours.
That's right. For kids, yeah, that's absolutely the case.
And it's amazing the graphics that are out there now.
It's incredible.
And there are so many different systems and different games and opportunities for people at different levels. Some people, this is their you know, some people play a guitar, but when you learn to become a really good guitar player, you get a more expensive one.
Right.
Some of these gaming systems are the creme de la creme,
Yeah.
where, you know, it's almost like real life.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's almost cinema quality that you're playing. I mean, it's very realistic, especially, you know, like the sports games. I mean, it's outrageous. You're seeing, like, the actual faces of real players through their masks. I mean, it's just incredible.
Play each other all over the country.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Mike, Dan, real quick, let's turn back. We're pretty much out of time.
Right.
But when we're going out and buying all of these electronics, what is the one thing that we need to make sure we're asking? Because most people, I don't even think they know what to ask.
Sure. Oh, go ahead.
So the big thing that I like to tell people is, just as in real life online, if the deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Okay.
So just, you know, mind your common sense and just say, hey, you know, am I buying what I think I'm buying, or is this a ripoff?
Yeah, cool looking computer for $1. Probably you're not getting what you
right.
think you're
Exactly.
getting.
That's
Might be
right.
worth it, but you're not getting what you think you're getting. All right, let's give folks information on how they get in touch with you. Again, it's Mike Smith and Dan Thompson from Claris Network. It's clarisnetworks.com. If you would like to learn more and get in touch with these guys, they know it all. Stick around. More 3 Plus you right after this.